The following podcast is a Pie to Pie production.
Every slice tells a story.
Maestro sausage, hitting all the right notes for 100 years. We run a busy line at Hot Tongue, and Maestro is one of those products that just performs. We use their sausage raw on the pie, and it cooks perfectly every single time. Juicy, consistent, and packed with flavor. It's premium sausage that performs. Maestro, hitting all the right notes. Flat iron pepper. When you pop these peppers, you are gonna know. You can smell it, you can feel it, you can taste it. They are liberating pizzerias from low quality pepper flakes. Stop finishing your pizza with crap. Head to flatironpepper.com and join the pepper flake revolution. If you wanna level up your guest experience, it's time to get open. Open helps you win your customers back from third-party delivery. It upgrades your online ordering and even gives you a native mobile app that integrates directly with most POS systems. Send SMS, push notifications. Open gives you all of that without needing a tech team. Get open and get back to work. How often do phone orders get screwed up? A busy restaurant, loud noises, it's easy to make mistakes, but with Loman, it can be a perfect order every time. Somebody that knows your menu better than you do yourself. This isn't some clunky chat bot. Loman actually takes orders, answers questions, books reservations, and processes payments. Loman AI. Never miss a call, never miss a sale. I feel like there's like layers to this conversation, so I feel like we should start at like just the origin of Bite Twice and what got you guys together to just start rating pizzas.
It was fate.
Like fate brought you guys together and you're like, you know what? Let's start hitting these.
Fucking right. No, basically, we worked in cycling. I still work in cycling as well.
I can see that. You cycled right over here,
That's
dude.
it, man. That's why I'm just starting to cool down.
Yeah.
And it's just during lockdown. Towards the end of lockdown, when everything started opening up over here, the first places to open up were takeaway food. And we were just bored, dried up work, had nothing literally to do. My wife was out sort of saving lives and doing like proper work.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting at home, drinking cocktails in the day. And Paul and I decided that we were going to get fit and go out and review food, pizza, wasn't it?
We're just taking on an events company basically. Then obviously COVID just disappeared everything. So we'd meet up. We'd have this lock up, like a storage unit under the railways in Peckham.
South London, that's South London.
Pretty much every weekday we'd meet up and like do some weights, and then one day it's Jerry's fault. Let's just go out and review a pizza for a laugh.
The first reviews were fucking awkward, man.
Yeah, kept having free time, kept doing it. It was still fun. So and you start to learn more about it, and you start to learn more about the pizza and the people, and then that's how it started.
Yeah, blossomed.
So we were prolific in the beginning. Yeah, we would go and review 25 margaritas in a week. Yeah.
We'd eat a lot of them as well, man.
It was the whole thing.
It was wild, man. We were working out like really hard to the point where we both injured ourselves. Like Paul actually did his back in, and we were like we just get super hungry, and then just think, oh, do you know what? Let's just go and do this, and we'd just eat. Our thing at first was that we ate everything we bought, which is mental, right?
Yeah.
And we loved it. I mean, I don't think we could eat anywhere near that much food anymore. I can't think back.
I don't know how we did it. Really.
Did you just go rip some weights and then go hit some carbs?
Basically. And then
you should have filmed that, dude. There should have been the workout, the pre-workout, and then do the rating.
Do you know, you say that, it's right. And actually, for Bite Twice, the moment when we started including the shit that wasn't just about the reviews, 'cause obviously now we review more than just pizza, right?
Yeah.
But the moment we started showing the other bits, more so our friendship and like what we do between, there's when it really started to connect with people. And it took us a long while to sort of understand that it's not just about reviewing. It's about, I guess, for us, it's quite a strange dynamic where you don't really get content creators in a duo reviewing food.
Yeah.
So you've got that dynamic and sort of the friendship and the kind of, the kind of in-jokes that sort of other groups of kind of generally guys understand, and we used to leave all that out. And it was the moment we started including the other bits that we do that things started to really take off for, much more take off a lot more for us. So yeah.
Was it inspired by Dave Portnoy at all?
See, all right.
I think the answer is in that sigh.
So for the record, right? For the record, when Portnoy came to the UK in terms of what he is on YouTube, we knew nothing about him, right?
Yeah.
So the whole kind of his Barstool success and the fact that he's a bit of a cunt, right?
Yeah.
And was like, we didn't know anything about that and at all. And it was only after Portnoy started getting really big success when people started sort of looking at it and sort of copycatting it over here, because no one was doing that over here at all. No one was even doing that. There was one guy who was doing I know maybe in America it was different. There's only one guy doing the in-person kind of reviews. It was all voice of, I've just cleaned the best thing in the world. And there's no one,
It's
no
like the
one.
same shit.
Yeah, fucking right, man. And he still is.
It is.
But no one was doing this. And so for that at the time, without knowing that what we know now, it was quite cool. Now I look at it and respectfully, it just makes me fucking sick. Like he turns up to restaurants and he's like the most ego-driven fucking anyway. And so what the Bite Twice actually came from, Bite Twice,
Rate the Slice. That was our opening gambit for about a year. It was Bite Twice, Rate the Slice, reviewing London's pizza joints.
No, it sounds pretty sick. It rhymes. It's like a little jingle. Bite Twice.
Rate the Slice. And then we would sing it, Bite Twice, Rate the Slice. Yeah, it just got more and more ridiculous. But it was never the bite twice was never really in our heads, other than the fact that we had seen it. And to say that we weren't inspired by that. But just to clarify, we are not into him at all, man. Like I just think I look at it now and I just see, went from sort of I was really bought into it initially about his kind of he's doing something for businesses, etc. Which I guess he does, right?
Yeah, he does.
But now I see it more as just like an ego machine for him. I think it's just his hit. It's like the Dave Portnoy show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he still puts on. I mean, he's like still probably the most famous food influencer on the internet.
Yeah.
Which is
totally.
crazy. So.
Totally. Yeah. Has he been to see you guys yet?
No. He's only done a handful of places in LA, but he's been pretty nice to everybody. I mean, I feel like he's like, the dude's real. Like, it's not the same as it used to be, but I mean, the dude put in work too. He grew a network.
You can't.
He showed up and that's what I was gonna get into with you guys. Like, you're making all this content. You're making these videos. Like, did you ever get discouraged? Like, why aren't people following us? Or why? What are we doing? Or like,
we've had plenty of what are we doing moments.
Because it's hard to. I mean, whether it's a restaurant or like a food blog or like whatever it is, it's hard to gain traction online.
Do you want to hear a funny "what are we doing" moment? Was we were going over the bridge, the Queen's Bridge, and we'd just gone to a pizzeria. What was it called?
Why are you talking about Queensbridge?
What the fuck are we doing moments? We were coming back over from Queens, our pizza, and we just turned around to each other. One of those heavy city bikes. We're like,
in New York,
fucking mental what we do. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, like 6 pizzerias down at like 3 o'clock on a Wednesday. Just like another 3 to do. Just thinking this is insane.
and you're paying to go to all these places, right?
Some. We're very honest. We declare if people invite us, we put invite in it. But I'd say we pay for like 80% of what we do. We tend to accept really sort of nice places. We do our massive due diligence if we're invited anywhere because we are very
but at the beginning, even people were like.
I know, the beginning it took. Yeah, our first goal, really. Do you remember our first goal was to get a free pizza? And it took months and months and months of going out to like different corners of London until that happened. But yeah, in New York, we've been paying for pretty much everything.
I feel like there's like something beautiful in like that being the beginning stages of building something, and then like the goal is the goal that you set for yourself is just to get a free pizza. You know what I mean? And then like look where you're sitting right now. How the fuck like two dudes just working out and be like, let's go rate some pizza because now we're sitting in your restaurant.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, it was the kind of the lull bit for us. It was like it was a tough one because there's a point where you look at your views and you're thinking, God, it's not going where you want it to. You're looking at someone else who in your opinions, content isn't as engaging and they're flying, and you're just like, what is it? So yeah, of course, everyone has those moments in it when you're sort of trying to do something in social media. But I guess the difference for us is that we're genuinely good mates, and there's a wider community of friends we've got as well and stuff and it's just like we have fun doing this. So even during those moments of like, if you're on your own at your 15th event of the week, and you're just like sitting there and just surrounded by people who you don't have much in common with other than the fact that you're food bloggers, and you did have a bit of, I just don't want to do this anymore. But we had each other. So like we argue like any other friends, etc., etc. But even when it wasn't doing as well, we were having a wicked time. and we were having fun. And so it spurs you to sort of just carry on. Whereas other people might think, I'm just not going to do this anymore because I don't enjoy it. We were enjoying it the whole time. But and then definitely so happened with the link to the pizzeria is a guy, Phil, our business partner who we own this with, messaged us, and we'd never met. We went to review one of his restaurants once, and literally said, what about your future? And I knew what he was asking, and that's it. So we went to see him, and Paul and I always says, why would you own a fucking pizzeria? Like I see,
we could see the hard work.
There's a guy on Instagram who does memes about open up a pizzeria, and everything's just fucking negative. But have a funny sense.
Are you talking about Bruce Irving?
Yes.
Smart pizza marketing?
That's exactly
he's pretty funny, but pretty spot on those pizza
but
memes.
it's like, and we were constantly like, why the fuck would anyone go? We'd see some of our mates who are pizza chefs and they look fucking tired, man.
Yeah.
And but we were just like, why not? And then literally found the site within a month. Found the pizza chef within another month, and literally opened up within 6 months. It was fucking so quick, and
Yeah, it's went really smoothly, really, from idea to this. Yeah.
Well, this was never the idea though, was it? Like what outside of
the free pizza was up.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like outside of like reviewing, did you guys have full-time jobs?
Yeah, still do, really.
I own a cycle training company, which is, I know in the States you don't have it, but it's basically training kids to ride bikes in schools. And
nice.
Yeah. But I mean,
London's
all about it. It's gone for a transition where we are very much. I guess New York's doing the same. It's trying to transition so you make roads more friendly for cyclists, etc., etc. I run a company. It's not the glamorous side of my life. However, I do have a really good team for me, and so it means that I do have the days to do this with Paul. And Paul, what do you do?
Yeah, well, I used to work with Jerry doing that, and I've literally about a week ago I've gone full time here at the restaurant, so I'm in the kitchen 40 to 50 hours a week.
My guy's a pizza chef.
Fitting in reviews around it. Yeah.
Loman AI is a very powerful tool that every pizzeria should have if you have a phone. On past pods, I've said throw your phone away, and this is me eating my words. You can pick a voice. We have Marissa. She sounds fun and energetic. And there's even like background noise to make it feel like they're calling somebody that's in a restaurant. To be completely honest, she can answer questions better than I can about my own restaurant. I'm not trying to replace any humans, but I'm telling you, nobody at my restaurant is dying to answer the phone. It just fixes a problem. It really creates a better customer experience. This isn't some clunky chatbot. Loman actually takes orders, answers questions, books reservations, and processes payments. Upselling is hard to train too. Please offer them a salad. Do you want a drink? It's just stuff that we as humans forget to do that Loman does every time. By not using Loman, I guarantee you're leaving money on the floor. Set up a demo and see for yourself. Link in the description. Loman AI. Never miss a call, never miss a sale. What would you do if like somebody came in here and reviewed your pizza and gave you a shitty score?
Did you pay for it? If you paid for it, and you're honest,
we're so surprised that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had one or two on Google.
And I fucking argue with people in the comments, and their first response now is, "We're going to come and give you a shitty review." And I'm like, oh, "Fuck you, that's disingenuous." Come to our pizzeria, even if you think Paul and I are the worst people in the world. If you don't like the pizza, you are welcome to give it the review. I'd rather you didn't, but you're welcome to. Of course you are. If it's honest, actually, no, I don't rather you did. If it's honest, do what you want.
Yeah, you need honest feedback.
Yeah, you need honest feedback. That's fine. That's fine. We never go to restaurants or anywhere to think we're going to give it a bad review ever. We really, really, genuinely want to enjoy it. And there are times we might have a bit of fun with something, especially if it's like fucking Papa John's or somewhere like that. They don't give a fuck about our reviews. No one cares. They are going to sell, and Domino's. Might have a bit of fun, but we never go to sabotage anything or so people come in and do that and they don't enjoy it. That's fine. That's food, isn't it?
You're not tripping about criticism.
No, not at all. Not at all. We had a write-up in quite a big industry publication over here, and it's like definitely respected amongst the sort of chin-stroking industry food people. And it was basically just saying like, is this the future of food? It's a very like, not a negative review. It was just very, what's the word? Just very like
condescending.
Condescending is not even the word, like kind of almost cynical, really cynical. But actually, if you read between the lines, it was quite like, ego, because it's basically like industry insiders recognizing that we're actually doing something in the food industry now.
Yeah.
And for most, particularly, and so the whole article was like, is this it now? But basically, are we accepting the fact that now sort of food content creators are actually part of this? It was like that. But for them to say that, it's like, I was sat there and I was like reading lines and I was just like, that's great. You've literally kind of, I guess, validated us in the industry by an article.
Acknowledged us, yeah.
Yeah, you've acknowledged us. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the hard hurdle to jump over, because like that's what you'll be thought of first, like the bite twite guy, or opening a pizzeria, you know. And like obviously there's like a good and bad for that, because it's like you already have a following, you've done a lot of work, but like people don't look at you like they look at you as influencers instead of like pizza people, and so like that probably rubs people the wrong way.
Well, your friend Angelo Womack, do you remember that fucking? He's a funny guy. He deliberately calls out content creators. He does exactly that, in a really funny, witty way. He's a good guy, and I learned that after. And he straight away saw the bite twice and just thought, great, I'm going to fucking attack you for the one bite thing.
Yeah.
And I guess most people just leave it, but I just can't do that. I just get them.
Yeah.
And then we had this big fucking public thing.
It's pretty funny.
And it was like, he says it when he was on your podcast. Just realised actually, just after a few messages, how we went from literally.
That's his love language.
The worst thing to man, do you remember when I
that's his
can't
love,
even repeat what I said to him.
Dude, I bet. I mean, the shit you guys were saying like back and forth to each other was like, oh my god, dude! Somebody call HR.
This last bit was fucking bad, and then he just went. He was like, oh, you're no longer a douchebag influencer now. You're my friend.
It's his love language, dude. Like you insult him into the oblivion, and he's like, all right, I fuck with you.
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly what happened. And people.
It's bizarre. He's bizarre.
He is bizarre.
But amazing.
We're in New York.
Power fart.
We're in New York in a couple of weeks. If that fucker doesn't come and meet me, I'm literally going to go to his house.
Yeah.
Fucking, do you know what I mean? Angelo swole
punch him out right in front of his kids.
Angelo smack.
Did he comment on this? He was like, "Oh, you're opening up a pizzeria now."
The man, no, he's been so supportive.
That's great.
So we
don't tell people that, because underground he is supportive.
Oh no, he's so supportive, man. So now I sent
that.
him straight out. He was like offered to come over and consult for us. It went so quickly. And you know what months are like. You talk. Next thing you know, this was back in January. Next thing I know, it's now. Where we opened up. So he was really supportive. Like when I sent him the pictures, he was just like, "Fuck me." He was like, and for him, it's definitely like a lot of respect. It's very, very rare that people in your position would have the balls to do that. I guess. So that was really flattering though. But he loved pizzas. Good.
Did you guys were you cooking pizzas? Do you have like a rock box or like were you ever doing making your own pizzas, or was it always about rating other people's?
I mean, Uni quite early on gave us an oven each.
Very nice.
But we'd play around here and there. But no, not really.
Because we were out eating so much, particularly in the early days when we were we're looking at people like Rich Stern Behold and Chris Doble, and we were like, oh, is that because especially then it was like the Uni and Gosney creators were really on a big like that was like the peak kind of coming out of lockdown, the peak kind of at home cooking stuff, and we were like, are we doing the wrong thing? Should we start doing that because we're sort of immersed in this pizza world? But I'm just not very good at it, if I'm honest with you. That's all, and I don't have the patience for it.
Yeah.
Paul comes from. He undersold himself. He comes from a baking background.
Yeah, well, yeah. My dad and the two generations before him are bakers, but I don't know if that makes any difference, really.
It's in the blood, dude.
Yeah.
It's in the fucking blood.
Maybe it is. But yeah, we used to play around with the unis and stuff, but it's so much easier with the massive Moretti. Yeah, but it's been a steep learning curve for me the last 2 months.
You're going to try some of his pizzas later.
Yeah, I'll try some.
Are you going to make them with your own hands?
Yeah. Why
Nice.
not? I'll make a pizza. Yeah.
Me and Matt will grab the iPhone and do a review.
Yeah. Fucking shit.
Fucking
shit.
Overhyped nonsense.
Rating of good. Pretty good. Is there people that you know in the industry? Because I imagine you've made friends through the years. Have you made some enemies?
You know about this, so you're trying to goad us into right. This is
made some enemies.
We have, but this has died down now, and I don't want this to inflame it because I said there was a guy who when we were just reviewing. he was started doing a certain style of niche pizza over here, and and at first it was like a kind of playful back to front because he very much doesn't like Neapolitan pizza. And it just got a bit out of hand, and then it got really out of hand. And I will hand on heart and look at it now and go, I was definitely goading that on, and I was just being a bit of a dick, and I probably wouldn't have done it that way. The guy is actually really nice when you meet him in person, and it's just unnecessary. But man, it was a bit of excitement in London for a while. Let me tell you, the guy's like, it was pretty intense. It followed us over to New Haven to surprise us in
Frank Pepe's.
It was very bizarre and just didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
And I can look back now and just go, I probably just should have just shut my fucking mouth. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
See part A, I got a really big gob, man. And then, But
So it was your fault.
I think...
Don't look at me as a judge. It takes two to tango, but
It takes
probably
two
to somewhat.
I'll
blame
take
for it before it blowing
I'll
up
take
the way
my
it did.
responsibility for. I'll take my responsibility for just doing being a bit. I used to just it was like
You were
literally a
egging it
tip
on.
for 100% of us. A tip for tap like reels and stuff, and it was like it's just silly. It
That
didn't
was
need
the
to happen.
engagement one. Usually, that's good engagement.
Well, that was an element of it.
It was a really good note, but it was just for both of us. I think it's for the wrong reason. But he's doing his thing, and he seems really busy, and his pizza's apparently fantastic. It's like
You never had it?
Well, no. We went
it very early.
really,
Yeah.
and it wasn't ready yet, and he even admitted it. He said it wasn't like our review was bad. We just said that it was not ready yet. I don't think the review had nothing to do with it. It was like what happened afterwards. But his pizza's like apparently looks just like a Sally's pizza.
Yeah.
Which is fucking that's it. No one else is doing sort of New Haven like that in the UK. Everyone else doing the kind of inspired sort of stuff. But he is his is 100% fucking Sally through and through, isn't it?
Nothing like it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Did there's like, is there some of these situations where you guys have set up like when you're getting like kicked out of pizza shops?
Right.
And
So
shit? Like,
So what happened is with that is this is kind of there was one which we. Okay. Are you okay? Oh, they have the French cake. Can we just?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's bought some cakes for us.
Yeah.
Hiya.
Hi, sorry, should I come back?
Yeah, no.
No.
We're just doing a podcast quickly, but we.
The biggest pain point today in the restaurant industry is third-party delivery. The customer experience is completely taken out of your hand, and so is the data. Open helps you win your customers back from third-party delivery. The Hot Tongue app, built by Open, has been huge for us here at Hot Tongue. Online sales went up 20%. We saw customers coming to the app from third party. They help make sure that food gets there, and when it doesn't, you're not calling DoorDash, you're not calling Uber. Open is taking care of all of that for you. And it doesn't replace people. It replaces your time. It gets you in the palm of your customers' hands and in their pockets. Open is basically giving you the digital power of a restaurant chain without losing your voice and your hospitality. Every guest who interacts with you is actually saved, organized, and yours to keep, not the third parties. Turn those contacts into paying customers. No blasting, no guessing, just targeted messaging that works. You can run campaigns yourself or run it on autopilot. If you don't want to create the campaigns, it will spit out four for you every month. Marketing is something that falls by the wayside sometimes, and that's where Open really succeeds. It takes so much off of your plate, the automations, the AI creating campaigns, the SMS, the push notifications going out, double points day, the loyalty program. All these features matter and really help a small independent operator. If you want to level up your guest experience, it's time to get open.
Learn more at getopen.com/pie-to-pie.
When we first started, probably about 6 reviews in, and this is on YouTube, fucking looks awful. It's a terrible review. We went and reviewed somewhere, and the owner came out and started, fucking shit about pizza. What the fuck, like all this. And so
At the time, it was probably correct.
It's correct. It's correct. and literally, it was just like frosty as fuck. There'd be messages on Instagram. Really, me and him remember once. Clearly, we're both pissed, like drunk. We're in the DMs, just like you fucking cunt, you fucking shit. All this, just the back and forths. And then we started working with a guy who's friends with them, and he kept going, "Oh, why don't you go and meet them?" And I was just like, "No, man." Like we see them occasionally at sort of trade shows, and they glare at us. It's just like not nice. No, you're good. And then one day he said, "Oh, he wants to do this beef reel where you basically reenact what happened," and we were like, "Oh, fuck." no, that sounds terrible. And but we went and did it. We were like, had our arms twisted. We did one take, and we went back into the restaurant, and Paul and I were just like, no one's going to believe this. And then we were putting off posting it, and they were like, "Oh, guys," but we actually got on really well. But basically, we reenacted what had happened, but just much later, and it was still there. The animosity when we walked into the restaurant, those two guys, they're fucking Neapolitans, and even now we're friends with them. I get it. Like, you didn't know fucking shit about pizza, and I was like, it's fucking 5 years ago, man. Get over it. You know, no, admit it. And I was like, we didn't know anything about pizza. And I told you so. I told you. Like, it was like
softened up a bit.
Yeah, now really softened up now. We're like they came to our pizza launch, you know, and and then we reacted it, and then we put it up, and it was just like, and this is, you know, now, you know, thankfully we're seeing good numbers on Instagram, but we hadn't seen numbers like that when you're just looking. It's like, whoa. And, you know, it went to like 1.5 million, and it was us being chucked out. People fucking believed it. They were like so drawn in.
I believed it. And then didn't you go to like another location and you tried to get pizza there?
Poster
and
up.
Oh, fucking get out of here.
Yeah. No, basically, but we had this WhatsApp group, and both of us just like, we were all us going, I can't believe people believe this. And like, oh yeah, so we just carried on the series, and it got quite obvious, and you know, that it was like not true. But yeah, that was all bullshit. They all came to our launch. We've got, you know, we've partied with them. They're good. They're very good. Yeah, shout out to them. They're called literally
10 doors up.
10 doors up there, Santa Maria. So we had to then tell them we're opening a pizzeria on the same road as them. But they're really supportive.
Yeah, they've been lovely, really.
Really lovely. Yeah, shout out Pasquale and Angelo from Santa Maria. They're great Neapolitan pizza. Really, really good.
The Santa Maria?
Yeah, Santa Maria.
Is that a chain?
They've got about 5 restaurants.
Didn't they used to be like the top dog in London?
They were the sort of the only dog, really, doing that proper Neapolitan pizza. They were considered the best for quite a while.
They were the viral pizza before viral became viral.
They own all of them?
Yeah. I mean, they've got investors now, I think. But they opened up a tiny little restaurant. Probably, I'd say our restaurant ended at that wall, that first wall. So and that's including the kitchen. It's fucking tiny. And queues around the corner, and they'd do stuff like if someone asked for a salad, they'd kick them out. You know, just doing that weird fucking stuff. You know, you don't come to my restaurant to be on a diet, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And people loved it. And they love hip hop as well, which I think now, if you look at what's happened with pizza, it's very much Americanified. Our culture's taken on parts of the New York, which is based around pop culture, hip hop, and kind of, you know, like seeing pizza on ET when I was a kid was like, especially that kind of pizza, it blew my mind, you know, because it was like we didn't have that. And pizza up till maybe 12 years ago was still associated with you know, all that sort of Italian, you know, shit in like plastic, you know, wine in fucking, you know, those
wicker baskets.
Do that mean anything to you guys?
Yeah. That's still kind of how it is.
Yeah, but like, you know, the whole idea of two guys.
Chianti table wine.
That's it. But the idea of two pizza chefs from Napoli who were into hip hop that dressed cool, that were like, and had that as opposed to that was just quite. Fucking hell, what are they doing? So they completely changed it. Then Pizza Pilgrims, which I know you know,
Thomas.
That's it. And they will always say that Santa Maria was their inspiration.
Those guys are choice.
Totally. Then one of the guys we work with, 081 Pizza, Andrea worked with them, and you know, everyone always points to Santa Maria as being like the reason why. And then without the Neapolitan pizza scene exploding over here, you wouldn't have what we've got now with the people you've been hanging out with, like the Gracies, the Vincenzos, the Crisps, all that sort of stuff. You wouldn't have had that if London didn't go through its sort of Neapolitan sort of renaissance, if that makes sense.
Yeah. How important do you think the role of the influencer is on the success of restaurants in this day and age?
Gosh, that's a really good question.
Any response?
I think
we don't want to come across really egotistical.
I think it can go either way, really. But I think for what we do, I think we have only noticed what we'd probably call actual influence in the last few months. We will go to a place and we'll give it a glowing review, and we'll go back and they'll tell us that made a massive difference. That has only been very recent for us, and we've got 180,000 followers. But so I think it's significant. Maybe it's more and more significant, but I think it can go the other way. I think if something is just too hyped on the hype train, it's something you see, really frequently when you open your Instagram. I think that can have the opposite effect. I think that can cheapen a brand.
In the way of them having too many influencers, or
So,
too many people shouting about the same thing. I think.
So we recently reviewed a banana pudding place that's
a good
simply,
example,
the same similar to Magnolia in New York, like that kind of viral banana. They do one thing,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone was saying it was the best thing they've ever eaten in their lives. And then Paul and I went and tried it, and what was it?
Fine, it was fine.
Mid
Sort
at
of
best.
mushy cake mix.
Yeah.
What it felt like to me.
And you know, and we're just like, and I think, and then the comments that we got were like, "Oh, I've had enough of all places like this." I think when people go to places, particularly if I don't know about that restaurant, but particularly if places pay a load of influencers to go and say it's good, and paying customers or paying reviewers go there and just have it's like a bit of a car at that point. It all car crashes. So I think so how important is it? For it. So that's what that article was about that I was telling you about, is how is this the future of restaurants, that they were talking about us and an actor that's opened up a restaurant around the corner. I think it gives you a head start 100%. You know, we opened this up and we had a platform particularly for pizza, you know, where in London, people wanted to come and see it for good or for ill, whether to see it fail or to see it as a success. And we can't deny that would have had it was a head start. Head start, massive head start. However, there is all the likelihood that if your product isn't good, you will crash because people come and see you. We have been consistently busy since we opened for 4 months ago.
Almost 3 months.
Yeah, and so it's like I think that it is really important. If your product isn't good, you will fall. You know, that Chris W6 place, he has been consistently selling about 300 pizzas a day every time he opens for 4 years.
It was certainly built up to it from that.
And so the influencer, without a doubt, Portnoy went there, and that was it. That was the point, that the success went from just being hot pizza to like probably one of the hardest pizzas to get in the world. Really, like kind of the status of that series pizza. That status of it.
is it that good?
Yeah.
I think it's great. It's always been great.
Like,
I've had it,
I'd say when, at its best, because obviously we've eaten there loads, and there are times you have a pizza and it's like that wasn't as good as that one. But the best pie that I've ever had from him, I would say that's the best pizza I've ever eaten in my life. Same as Vincenzo's, same as Gracie, same as Breadstall. All of those, and a girl called Dohan's as well. At any point. And Carmela's for us, obviously. At any point, that would be the best pizza of my life that I've ever eaten. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then other times I'll change. I'd prefer that one. But that has been like some eye-opening experiences. But yeah, Chris is fucking magical, man.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm very excited for his new project opening up.
Opening
Imminently,
up,
a massive pub in Mayfair.
which
A
is like
pizza
Mayfair.
pub.
So Monopoly, you know, Mayfair is our very last, most expensive chip. Does that make sense? You know,
Stop.
Monopoly, you start. It's the most. So that gives you an idea of where
It's
he's
like
going.
Barclays.
The last,
Yeah.
very last one. But you own those two, and you're fucking everyone up in the game.
Yeah.
He owns.
It's over,
He
dude.
owns
Yeah.
one of them. All he needs is Park Lane, and he owns that. There are the purple ones, the two most expensive. Yeah. So it'll be opening I think is a pub that's going to have 1,000 capacity. I think, or 500 capacity. What's the
It
Devonshire?
is big. I don't
But
know.
it's huge. Put it that way, it's huge. So so to have that level of confidence that you're going to be a success, you got to be the fucking mutts, you know.
Yeah, it's just interesting how that happens. How you can like.
It was. So I think what's in London, it's him and all the people that I've just mentioned were at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
With a good product.
Yeah.
I'd even say, we weren't making pizza, but we were we were certainly the people who were cheerleading this community of people that brought it up, and that's where I guess we plugged into to then open Carmela's.
Do you find it as crazy as I do that we put the best ingredients in our pizza, our dough, our cheese, toppings, fresh produce, and then we put pencil shavings on our tables called red chili flakes? What is a red chili flake? We found out about Flatiron premium pepper flakes from a customer who actually brought us some. We were putting it on every slice we ate. It was gold. We were like searching for it like addicts in the back, just like, ooh, where's the Flatiron? Where's the Flatiron? There is no going back. When you pop these peppers, you are gonna know. You can smell it, you can feel it, you can taste it. The 4-pepper blend, which is actually the blend we have on every table at Hot Tongue, definitely has a higher heat level, and I'm a heat guy, if you know what I'm saying. It has the arbol, the jalapeno, the ghost, and the habanero. Spicy. They are liberating pizzerias from low quality pepper flakes. Flat iron pepper, you are going to know the difference. In here, real peppers from Italy. Let's go. Head to flatironpepper.com right now. Use the code pie to pie at checkout. That's pie, number 2, pie at checkout. And any order over $25 is going to get you a bottle free of the sweet heat. Put that sweet heat in your cart, and any order over $25, that baby's gonna be free. Do not miss this chance to upgrade your pepper game. Head to flatironpepper.com right now and join the Pepper Flake revolution. Yeah, well, let's talk about like how, because you guys started reviewing around the same time as like a lot of these places were either just like cutting their teeth on an uni or baking from home or like doing pub pop-ups or like whatever it is. But do you think that like you helped influence or put on any of these people? I mean, for me personally, before you answer that, if you don't think so, from the US, I already followed you guys and I didn't know about some of these people. So I found out through you guys.
Yeah, I'd say yes.
I think certainly for pizza people at least, we definitely put some people on the map, let's say, if that isn't too self-promoting.
Well, I just think at the time we made good. We could record people making videos, making pizzas and edit bits of people talking and stuff like that. And so we went, and no one was really doing that in the UK. Definitely gave people a platform which people would then go to see it. That was the stuff that performed best. Whenever we were together, particularly if everyone was all at one restaurant cooking up, and obviously with Mark's at Pete when he was working with At Pizza, that we were doing a lot through there, sort of definitely giving a lot of the British pizzerias a platform on an American, a well-frequented American Instagram channel. Yeah. So that certainly helped. But definitely, I'd say it was. We were part of that. I'd say, without sort of.
No, we're definitely part of it.
Trouble on the back too much.
Have you ever taken a large sum of money to give a good review?
Not once.
Never
once. No. We've been offered some, and there are lots of Instagram and TikTok people that do that, and we've been tempted, but no, it's not what we do, man.
Do you guys hang
blanket
out
line rule of it now, really?
Yeah. Hard boundary.
Yeah, but because we lose our credit. So when we are invited to places, as people say, you've got to truly be you've got to turn up unannounced and all that. Sure, in the old print newspaper, New York Times, Food Critic, which they all recognised anyway when they went in there. Maybe that was the case, but it's not. We get invited to places, and when we do, we'll message them and go, you've got to understand that you may, this doesn't guarantee you a good review. Most of them are happy. However, if we give someone a bad review on an invite, and especially if it's a really fucking bad, we'll sometimes say, look, we won't post it, because that's the equivalency of someone inviting you into their living room, cooking you food, and you fucking shitting on the sofa at the end of it. Not that's not cool, and there's a respect thing with that.
Yeah.
Particularly if it's organised for a PR person, because that person might lose their job. If that reel goes viral or does really well, they're going to turn around and say you invited them down. So we've got that in mind with invites, but we'll really do our fucking due diligence and look into it and ask other creators that we trust. Go, is it good? Get opinions. So as it helps us not having to spend £400 on a meal somewhere, which in a really nice restaurant. But it's we do. But even with an invite, we're brutally honest.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice to pizzeria owners who want to reach out to influencers or somebody like you guys? Do a lot of messages live and die in your DMs, or are you guys is there certain things you should say to get people into your restaurant?
I'd say genuinely, don't invite anyone down.
Don't invite anybody.
Don't know, man. Just if they want to come, they'll come.
Yeah.
A review where somebody wants to come to your restaurant and just turns up and pays, and whether it's for good or bad, is so much more believable and so much more genuine, and the algorithm recognises that, man. It's fucking some Harry Potter sorcery and shit, but it doesn't, Paul. The moment
seems to.
Yeah.
Seems
so
to.
we went through the thing as content creators of accepting invites and accepting quite a lot of invites in the early days, because you love that shit when people
first start going through. Feeds the ego.
Yeah. And we've been victims to that, and the moment we just stopped doing that and just paying for the food, it was like
Yeah, it could just be more objective, really.
yeah. So
You don't feel obligated.
yeah.
No, you do. When you give free pizza, I think
Yeah,
there is
yeah.
a
Oh, yeah,
level
sorry,
of
yeah,
there is certainly a level of
Yeah.
obligation.
And so that's what I'm saying.
Especially because you walk in, you meet them. And
Yeah, they're so nice.
hospitable.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, this is ass.
Yeah, right. So,
So-
that's really difficult.
That's-
Luckily it's only happened a handful of times, but yeah, we don't. We
no.
barely accept invites these
Yeah,
days.
like I say, it has
I would
to
say
be-
focus on your product is what I would say. Really,
Yeah.
consistently.
Yeah, so I say if you've got a good product, and granted, people might turn around and go, yeah, but you haven't got the advantage of having what you two have, which is a platform of, which is true, right? But I just feel that like, I know Tom Vincenzo has never invited anyone down. People have messaged him and said, I'd like to come and try your pizza, and he will like give them a free pizza or something like that. But and I know that a lot of the people that where we've spoken about already have never actually reached out. People just get in touch with them. That's fine. I just think that, there's an element of mystique, that if you're not the guy who's in everyone's DMs, because content creators talk, and when we get an invite that's been sent to everybody, it's like, well, it doesn't feel...
Yeah, it's just like a PR push.
Yeah.
But I mean, in a lot of ways, what it looks like is usually like one big person, like, so say the name we don't need to say, but like the big pizza influencer in America comes, then you get the micro influencers and then the macro influencers, but you need that one big person to come in, and then everyone just, it doesn't, at that point, if this isn't making sense, it just feels like you get a big review from somebody with a huge follower count, and then people are going in, it doesn't feel like they're trying to go into to eat the food, but more get the engagement
For them.
them
Right.
because somebody big was already in there. So like they're riding this wave. So like, is there integrity
Right.
in the influencer game?
Right, so when that
fleeting.
when that big the big when the Voldemort of pizza reviews comes in, don't mention his name. When he comes, to be fair to him, he doesn't need the money, he doesn't need a pizza.
No.
But in the UK, the top brass of influencers get paid to come in, clearly, right? And I've got nothing against them. We know some of them; they're lovely, right? So this isn't.
Yeah, everyone's got a different way of playing
but
this
they get paid.
game.
So basically, what you're talking about is the trickle down of influencers and everything. Because that person says it's good, if they're being paid to do it, it's like well, is it written? Then everyone else says it's good because they want to get the same traction as as Voldemort has,
Yeah, but then it's like
just
for a
bullshit.
restaurant.
It's
Yeah,
just
but
fucking
is that the
bullshit.
game we play? Is that the game people should play? Like, if everyone else is doing it, then you're not.
Maybe
you're
the
fucking
anti-
yourself because
maybe
you're
the-
saying like it's obvious, but like I didn't know it was obvious that guy wasn't kicking you out. Like I'm just scrolling through the thing and I was like, oh damn, look at this review. This is crazy. Like people aren't like, oh, this is fake. Somebody paid for this. It's like the people are so influenced by what other people say, especially this day and age. No one is like. Maybe they don't have the time. I've talked about this before. They're not willing to do the research themselves. So they just want to be told something is good. That's why everyone goes to the same fucking places.
100%. That's it. But if we could go back and not do that fixed thing, even though it got us a fuckload of followers and it gave us the first sign of true wow, that's it. I look back now, I can't watch it. It fucking
Cringy.
embarrasses me to
Really?
death. Yeah. And at the time, we did it because and it was fun. It was funny, and it's actually got us a load of friends out of it now. We're we've become
I think it
really
was
good
harmless,
friends.
yeah.
But it's just like well, I just now want to look back and I go, why? Like, you review food. You're not, you're not. It's your food reviewers, and you're basically just sort of like that. It's
a good social experiment to show you like how dumb we all are, though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
maybe.
the public,
Gullible.
you're just fucking stupid, dude. Like fake news, you know what I mean? Like you're so docile when you're scrolling through shit, anyways. Like,
I mean,
Since
not
you're getting
questioning it.
sociological on it, man, yeah, I'll take that. But but you know what I mean. It's like it's truly, maybe we've just become more like, we want to. I don't know. Like, since our channel has become very much food review now, it's not. We don't even really do the behind the scenes shit anymore. Very much, we've got our thing now, and I guess that was, I just look at it, and actually, no, it was fun. It was fun and funny, but sometimes I do look at it and I thought, fuck me, what would you do that for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. I have pizzas and I've done things that everyone's like, oh my God, what the fuck was I thinking there?
You're like we walk along, just all of a sudden you have like a memory of when you're
Yes.
16,
Yeah.
and you like you think, oh, why don't? And you get the whole cripple of it. You relive the embarrassment, the trauma.
It's good. It's good. Those are good. Like those are you need those.
Yeah,
That makes you a better person.
Yeah.
Maestro sausage, hitting all the right notes for 100 years. If you know me, you know I'm picky about ingredients. I only use the best. We run a busy line at Hot Tongue, and Maestro is one of those products that just performs. We use their sausage raw on the pie, and it cooks perfectly every single time. Juicy, consistent, and packed with flavor. No guessing, no babysitting, just quality. Now, Maestro chops and grinds their meat the old school way, so it never gets overworked. That gives us the signature medium coarse texture, and for us, it means it doesn't stick to our hands when you're topping pies. You move faster, you get better yields, and you're not losing product to gloves or washing it down the sink. It's premium sausage that performs. It's also the best tasting sausage around. That combination is really hard to beat. Maestro, hitting all the right notes.
There's a few that people don't like us. There are people that don't like us. Clearly, a certain influencer sent us a message.
Influencer beef?
Telling us, well, we just didn't, because of that time. I like row with people in the comments, but I won't start really going into that anymore. It just took too much energy of my life. Quite a good long
Stay
time.
out of the comment
but
sections,
this
dude.
guy,
Just a bunch of fucking lizard people.
but this guy,
There's some fucking lizards in there, dude.
Do you know people say our royal family are lizards?
Was that?
Do you know people say that our royal family are lizards?
A royal family? Yeah, lizard
ours.
people?
Ours.
Lizard people? Yeah, same. Dude, Donald Trump's probably a lizard, dude. Fucking lizard people, dude.
They're the ones in our
The
comments.
reptilian brain. Yes.
Cold-blooded.
Somebody sent us a message. I don't engage with these people. They're awful. And he thought he was sending it to his friend. But he
Sent it to us about us. These guys are the worst.
Oh, shit.
That was one of our own reviews.
So I just held her. I said, what do you mean by that? And I could tell he was like trying to get out of it.
Backpedal.
I'm trying to backpedal. And I was just like, no, man, you said that you've met me once and all that, but fucking.
Who was it?
I'm not going to say because I can't be asked to. He's got a big following as well.
Was it the Taste Cadet?
Does voiceover.
No, Taste Cadets are the best.
Reviews.
The Taste Cadets are the best. Like the real, love their stuff. Man. Yeah. No, not them. No, not at all. No, not at all. And this guy's getting it does voiceovers. Quite a big following.
There's a lot of greasy spoons. Right?
Do you think it's easier or harder to start a channel for food reviews right now?
Saturated as fuck, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be more difficult, right? It's got to be, I think.
To break through like all the noise. You do have to be
so.
a personality, and you have to put in the work,
I think right. The advice to anyone wanting to set up a food channel is just truly mean this is be your. And everyone says this, but be yourself. There's so much now of people going in when I went here and it's just
I am in Islington at the safest bar there is, Edinburgh.
No one gives a fuck about that anymore. It's been done to death. No one gives a fuck about hearing everything's amazing. It's like social media has gone through that. Be as honest as you can with your audience. Be as true. Tell them. Be completely transparent. Yesterday we gave a dear friend of ours a review, and we've always stopped with people that's obvious that we're friends with because it's just not believable. And it fucking flew, and it's because we're so honest with our audience. The real performed really well, and it's because even though he's our friend, and we're telling people to go and eat his fucking it's fantastic food, but people once upon a time that would have tanked, and I guess now because we've built such a good relationship with our audience, people believe it when we tell them this stuff, which is an honour really for Paul and I. But be yourself, but at the moment it's so saturated, you have to really think of what am I doing that's completely new, and it's cringeworthy as fuck because in order to get good, you have to do a load of bad stuff and put it on the internet and
To get the
people
feedback.
will
Yeah.
fucking hound you and call you and all the names at the sun. You know, people I got that I was wearing a wig for about fucking 2 years. fucking 2. I am not
on,
wearing
pull
a
it.
fucking
This is real
wig.
hair, people.
2
It's fucking real
fucking
hair.
years,
Yeah.
and people still bring it up now. And granted, the haircut did look like I had a fucking wig. I've
Yeah.
got to give it that. But it's like 2 years, and it's like I'm thick-skinned, but even I sometimes was like that one,
Yeah, it's
that
tough,
reel,
dude.
that reel where we did the fucking phony getting thrown out of the restaurant. Jesus Christ, those comments, and it got to a point where I just like it was too much, man.
Well, anything that goes viral, it gets in front of more eyes, and that's when like there's more like lizard and frog people and fucking toads just like with just fat as fuck or like just lazy as shit on their couch, just attacking your whole fucking persona, your personality, your eyes, your fucking. This guy's ears look like fucking Dumbo.
Yeah, they do, man. Yeah,
like all this shit.
Yesterday, fucking someone was in the DMs. And like then started like saying that I was gaslighting them. I'm like, mate, you're in my DMs. Literally messaged to say you've deleted a thread. And I was like, no, I didn't. Somebody else had started the conversation, but because this person was commenting so much, they've obviously deleted their comments. It's getting a reminder, and then that deletes the whole thread on the thing. Like, why did you delete? It's like, fuck off. And it was just constant messages. Just like, God, man. And Paul says it, do not answer those messages. Do you know what I do?
Do not feed the trolls, dude.
Exactly.
It's unfortunately that like social media has like given people the idea that their opinion matters.
Yeah, tell us about
What are you talking about, guys?
it. Fucking tell us about it. Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's
you're right.
There's work. You guys did work, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You grew a following. You did this all organically, and like you put in the hours to grow
1,000
this.
restaurants.
But you did the work. There's other people that have fucking finstas or like they just follow a shitload of people and like their fucking profile picture is a cat and like they just go around trying to rile people up. Maybe they're not even real. Maybe they're just fucking bots just trying
Lizards.
to
Lizard
they're
bots.
just fucking lizard bots from Russia, dude. Just trying to take down the Western world. Who knows? But like not engaging is very hard. It's really hard not to get upset. I mean, it's the same thing with customers. Like even if you fucked up or like the pizza wasn't as good and then like just fucking destroy you on a Google review, it's the same. It's kind of the same thing, but it's like growing the skin to like know it's okay or like that doesn't matter is very tough.
TikTok's the worst one. I don't really check TikTok.
That's where
comments.
all the lizards live, dude.
Man, fucking hell. The comments are there are like a while. When
Yeah,
a
like
real
80% negative.
when a
It's
real-
a bit different now, but for a while.
It's because a bunch of 9-year-olds
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
just
yeah.
roasting you.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, exactly. But I don't get TikTok. I really like. We'll put something on that's like gone viral on Instagram or TikTok, and it'll get 10 views. It's wild, man. I don't get it at all. Apparently, we're talking to someone who's done very well. Firstly, it doesn't translate to sales in the UK. If something goes viral on TikTok, but we've had restaurateurs say does nothing. People don't come. It's because the age demographics are like 18 to 21, and it's like not even 18, fucking 14 to 21. And it's generally, people speaking, they don't spend money on stuff like pizza. It's so we were told by somebody who's done really well that we have to start going to younger places. And we went to one of them. It was fucking awful. It was like this like frozen chips, Jeff frozen chips. Anyway, ones you put in like the
How do you call them? Fries, wouldn't you?
fries,
Fries,
pre-cut fries that you put in the oven.
Yeah.
They put them in an oven pre-cooked fries in the fryer.
That's what they did. That's like their whole restaurant was fries.
And some
With
chopped up
with
dry steak. Yeah, it was, and it was just the most
That's where
dystopian environment. It was sandwiched between like one of the busiest main roads in London, like 4-lane carriageway and a train track. It's like a
They're used to
dusty
that.
car
They're
park,
used to that in
man.
America, man.
Like,
You
this
guys
is
are
true.
fucking like this one place that everyone goes to, and it's literally in like a fucking
like
a car park in the desert.
It's like a trap house you have to go through. Yeah. It's like, dude, this place is sick.
So we went to this one, and I'll let you tell the story.
Yeah, it was just absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. But entertainingly so, so bad.
Well,
But that didn't hit on TikTok either.
That
so-
did on Instagram, big time, and then you feel bad because you're like, "Fuck, man!" You just like literally, they were like the owners, like 19 years old. You're like, "Oh man!" But they were oven fries done in a fryer with the sauces that you buy from like Costco, that were at the end, so it was blopping out like diarrhea. You know, we're like, it was fucking gross, man. And this steak that he said was topside flank. Which is like, you know, an oxymoron, isn't it? Because it's just different parts of the body.
Yeah.
So like, and it was, the steak was just like, it was like tough and chewy. Not even in like a blue steak kind of way. It was like fucking like eating bubble gum. The fries were cold and no like golden crumb around it. And the top of it, like a seagull had taken fucking shit on it, and it was gross. We ate it, and it like,
Damn, this is a review right here.
It flew, man, on Instagram, and you know, the guy from the shop went, "Forever learning."
Dude, that's a sick response.
It's a great response.
Pure
Classy
class,
response.
pure
Yeah.
class.
Your
Because
class.
he could have come on and just gone, but
Yeah.
it was obvious that the product was fucking shit.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, but we didn't go there. We wanted to like it. You know, we go there wanted to like it. But
Yeah.
it just wasn't. Have you had a bad review before?
Like
From a content creator or an influencer?
Nah, not really. She just kind of like said, like the slices she was eating were like, they looked phenomenal, but she was just like making, I don't know if we think that she was sent in by another pizza shop because she mentions another pizza shop in the neighborhood right at the end of the review. But the pizza looked great, but it could have been much better, but it's okay. Yeah.
Did you track her down? And
My wife did. My wife was like, "This is so weird. This pizza looks so good." And then she did all this research, and she found like, she's like, "Oh, well, she just did like
You got a good one, man."
She probably did a paid reel with this restaurant." And then, anyways, you got to do the research, dude. You got. That's why I don't. It's hard for me to use the media because I feel like it's flawed. It's political, and it's like all driven by it's driven by something else that isn't about food. Like it seems different to me.
100%. We had there was a Reddit post about Carmela's when it first opened, and it was like basically just pizza looks mid. You know, I think one of the comments were, "These guys went for a tour of New York and New Haven. Were they blindfolded?" And our business partner Phil, shout out Phil, went AI research and basically located that
Their house.
The guy is runs a sandwich shop and a burger spot that we've given a bad review to both his outfits because they're awful, and it's him, and he's basically he's never eaten here. He's just so discontent because
I'm sure you've made some enemies along the way.
Yeah. So oh god. Enemy list keeps growing. We keep
I bet.
Well,
because it's like, oh yeah, now they got a restaurant. Like, I'll fucking see how you like it.
It's a big target.
But do you know what? Like I said, if you come to our restaurant and you pay and genuinely like review the food, not us, review the ambience. Our front of house are fucking incredible. Like truly, like you know, Davide, who's just there. He's a gentleman. You know, he knows exactly. It's like the experience is. I came here the other day as a punter for the first time just with my family, and it's just incredible. But if you truly didn't get that experience and you genuinely don't like the food,
we prefer to hear it.
Yeah, we prefer to hear it.
Yeah.
You know? Of course, nobody likes to read bad reviews, but that's it. But you know, I think it's unfair for people to come and do it because they don't like Paul and I, which apparently there are a growing list of people.
Yeah. How like what's the involvement when you got the call that was like, hey, dude, let's open up a pizzeria? What were your roles designed to be?
Well,
like,
I guess
with the Dumpling King.
we were very cold on the idea at first, weren't we? Really, but then we thought about. I mean, we were just the hype men. You know, that's basically it. We were here to do the.
Paul was never supposed to become like one of the main pizzaiolos here. You know?
I just was really interested in getting really involved in like the whole process. Really,
I'd say my role's more what we were here to do, weren't we? I do the marketing and from and the kind of stuff. But you know, you've had what's his name? The pizzas are on this before. Falco on this before.
Yeah.
One thing, he came over to London and he said to us, it's really, this was our whole thing. It's like anti-marketing. It's like seem like you don't care, and people will enjoy it more.
Yeah.
And we were like, because obviously
we were at Crisp at the time, and what he basically did about 4 or 5 years ago is put like a little chalkboard sign outside and just put a pizza, and then eventually the crowds came and the hype came.
All he does
this
is
is
just
obviously a bit different.
he
to
just
what we do.
reposts other people's pictures. That's what Chris does and stuff. And we're talking to Falco about it, and he was saying, yeah, the anti-marketing is sometimes the best thing to do and all that. And so our thing was just to basically just sort of not try it, if that makes sense. But obviously there's this, we do in terms of the marketing, we are trying really, but it's just like just to try and sort of give people enough, but
Don't do too much.
Don't too much, so they really want to come back and find out more about it. But that sales involved. But we with Phil, like Phil's a fucking business machine, so he was definitely like really that side of things, the legal shit, all that stuff. He found this site. People were taking 3 years to find the site. Phil found this within.
Within like a month.
Within
Really,
a month.
of us having the idea.
That's it. So we came and looked for that. We then found the pizza chef. Paul and I did. Phil came literally the next day. Was like, yeah, we agreed. Before we'd even said anything, if he's just there over there. Before we'd even said anything, we were like, we're going to have it. We literally before we'd even eaten, the pizzas came out, and I could look at Paul and I was like, we need this pizza chef. And
Shout out Aaron.
Yeah. And that, then we sort of. Things like we know a pizza chef called Marco Fuso who basically puts us in touch with Moretti for the oven. It's just like
Drawing on a few of our contacts basically
Yeah.
within the industry, and then we all went to New Haven together, and that's where it all really started coming together as an idea.
Who designed the menu? It's pretty classic, pretty to the point. Got a lot of the hitters.
It was some sort of by committee, but Phil did a lot of that, didn't we?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
consulted on pretty much everything and every price
Yeah,
on there.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Everything. It's been a mix. I think between all three of us really. Yeah, but it was, and then once Davide came on board and Aaron were on board, it was like 5 of us, and then sort of now, very
it's-
one thing very democratic. For the way the business is run. Not even just the owners. Like it's the sort of management and stuff have a real input on everything and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Thought
What's
that's
up?
important.
What's up with the maple instead of honey?
Right? It's because
that's
everyone's
crazy.
doing. You'll get to try it a bit. So everyone is
Maple.
trying. So,
We're
right,
talking Canadian syrup, hot Canadian syrup. Is that the new
bro.
thing?
People fucking love it. But it's because we were just a bit sick and tired. I'm sick of hot honey. Right? When we first, I know, and when. Hot honey, when we first started, hot honey was the rage. It was just coming over, and loads of people started to do it. And of course, that's one thing we get sent. Or back then, we got sent. Everyone doing honey. Oh, can I send you this? Then you can put it on a review and stuff. And literally, my wife had to be like, "Please stop getting and send us hot honey because our fucking cupboards." And then they start getting crystallized. But I just got a bit sick of it. And Paul got sick of it, didn't you?
Yeah, we just sort of tried it one day. We thought, this could be
But
our
yeah,
alternative. But yeah, it's popular. It's a bit curveball.
It's
Our vodka sauce is-
because honey is like it's got like that sweet tinge. It's not too honey, but I imagine maple's got some fucking.
Balanced nicely.
It's
man.
gonna be good?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm excited to try it.
Our vodka
The vodka?
is a fucking
Smash?
beautiful. Yeah, yeah. It's
We had,
fucking-
whose vodka was pretty good, really good actually. It was the bread stall vodka, and fucking Seb was talking about how he doesn't like it. You guys put butter and cream, all the good shit. You put vodka in it.
Yeah,
Is there
of course,
vodka in it?
Of course.
absolutely.
Yeah, dude. A lot of NA vodka sauces out there.
No.
I'm trying. I want it. How do you call it vodka sauce without vodka?
Yeah,
in it?
no,
no,
it's
it's
definitely.
Then isn't that just a marinara?
Yeah,
Come on.
of course it is. Yeah, do you know I've read where vodka sauce came from. Do you know they started the origins of it?
No,
Origins of
tell-
it. So
tell the
Italians
people.
couldn't get wine, and they would go to their Russian neighborhoods in New York
Mm-hmm.
and basically get like the moonshine vodka, which was super cheap. Buy that and started using that as an alternative to vino, which cost a lot of money, and
Mm.
that just wasn't there. I guess the grapes were only for rich people back then. And then the vodka sauce was
That's
married.
how-
That
that's
was,
how it
was
happened?
born. Yeah.
Smart.
But yeah, there's
It
definitely-
tastes fucking banging.
It is. Yeah, it's
so
wonderful when
good.
it cooks up. You get
Yeah.
that tinge of.
Yeah.
You know.
And we do, which only about 5 people in London care about. We've managed to get the orange pie down to a T. So in New York,
The
there's
cheese
that
pie, yeah.
the cheese pie. So no one. That's one thing we like.
We
sort
do a
of-
pretty good orange pie at Hot Tongue. Our plain pie is like.
Yeah.
It
So
really
it's
melts
ours
together well.
And that's one thing that no one had deliberately set out to do, but we in Phil in his geeky mind, pizza mind, was
Yeah,
like
he
was
really
like
went depth on that
went
one.
depth, and we Paul and I were like, who gives a fuck? But we now do. There's no us and Tommaso are probably the only people in London that care about it, but it's fucking fantastic, man.
Is it? It's mostly all sit down. There's no delivery here or anything.
We don't
this
do
is
any
This
delivery.
is classy.
Yeah, so we haven't needed to, blessed, for
Yeah.
that. And even takeaway.
We take a handful if the kitchen can accommodate it, but we don't really do.
We want you in here,
We
man.
want you in here. Just
Do you remember Cheers?
Yeah.
When everybody knows your name.
Hell yeah,
That's
dude.
it, man. That's what we need.
Everybody knows your name.
But only difference is it needs me at the bar as the drunk.
Phil. You need the Phil, the mailman, dude. Just fucking having a cheeky pint.
That's it.
All the time.
That's it. Yeah, never ending pints. I could.
Were you guys both in music or just you?
Yeah. So I was in a band. I left university, joined the band, and we toured. It was like good. Yeah, released a few records.
Yeah.
Called Six Nation State. It was around the time when the Arctic Monkeys came.
Yeah.
And it was like that wave of British bands.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Fun time?
Oh, fucking just like 3 years of hedonism, and not much has changed, but it was like we
it
did.
doesn't seem like it.
We did one summer. I even forget, but it was like, I'd say 50 festivals, 60 festivals. Wouldn't even like one summer.
Yeah.
It was like. It was wild, man. Yeah, good fun.
Yeah.
I met my now wife on like just at the Glastonbury, just more or less where we broke up with the band. I'd say it's nice. It's a nice way to settle into post band life.
All right, no more band.
Yeah.
It's with
Now
you.
I do bite twice. That's it.
That's the hedonism.
Yeah.
How'd you guys meet?
Yeah, through cycling.
That was right.
Yeah. About 12, 13 years ago in Croydon, which is a
It's
desolate
where
part of South
Stormzy's from. Do you know Stormzy?
Yeah.
Where Stormzy's
Yeah.
from.
Yeah, Jerry trained me to be a cycling instructor.
Fucking the rest was history.
Yeah, that's like 13 years ago now. That's crazy.
I know, 13
And then we'd worked
years.
together a bit, and then we just became really good mates.
So, because it's my business, I would like allocate. God, if any of us, like my cycling instructors, listening, they're not going to like this. So, if ever there was anything that was like a really easy gig, me and Paul would do it, and it would be like we'd turn up, and it's like I know that only 8 people had registered to these courses, to this course, and it's for like 24 people. So I know we'd be in half days. Paul and I'd go to the cinema, watch matinee together. We were supposed to be at work, and then go and do the afternoon. Full on popcorn and
Tip of the iceberg, that. But.
Damn, dude.
So it'd be all the easy jobs that I do. But yeah.
Sounds like you're a good boss.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Oh, that was that work. That was a gravy train that lasted 2 years. It was something totally separate. But the school stuff's very different. Obviously, you wouldn't do that. Go to a school after going to so that's different. But this was a contract that we had that was fucking easy money. Yeah.
Since 2021, I've had the privilege of consulting on projects across the country, helping operators fine-tune their dough, systems, and everything in between. I take it seriously because I know what it's like to build something from scratch. It can be terrible and lonely. Plenty of folks reach out just to talk shop, and I'm always down to share what I know. But if you're ready to take things to the next level, the next step of improving or launching your business, I offer a full menu of consulting services from dough doctoring to dialing in your systems, policies, and workflow. So head over to alexkoons.com to get in touch. Let's build something together. Better pizza for everyone.
Well, let me ask you guys. I want to ask 2 more questions. First question is, I've been asking everybody this, but I think you guys are maybe going to give the best answer. What is London style pizza?
So I could take this. All right. So we've been asked this question. Right. So London is, and there are people who say London style doesn't exist, and whatever, man. Once upon a time, New York style didn't exist. It was just, or New Haven style didn't exist. So London is more. It's more of like an attitude towards pizza making. So you've got New York, you've got the big pizza cities, Roma, Napoli, New Haven, Chicago, and they're very rules driven. So you know that you go to Napoli and it has to be VPN and this, or it has to be certain hours of fermentation, a certain type of tomato, etc., etc. Go to New York and people, so maybe a little bit more liberal, but the same. Certainly goes to New Haven and there are rules to that one. Does anyone who makes New Haven pizza likes to tell you on Instagram all the time, But London didn't have those rules because all we had was copycat of Neapolitan, copycat of like a few copycat of New York places, but that was it. So when these people, like all the people spoken about, came along, they weren't bound to having to make a Neapolitan pizza or New York pizza. They could look at all the styles that had already had hundreds of years of tradition or 100 years of traditions come through and basically pick out the best elements for it. So I think that it has the visual impressiveness of a New York pizza. I think it has the high-end quality ingredient and aesthetic of a Neapolitan pizza. It's got the crisp and crunch and char of New Haven stroke Romana pizza. And I think that's where London, it kind of sits in between all of them, which I guess some would called Neo York, weren't it? Or Neapolitan. But I think that's it. I think it's like a balance of all these things. And the reason being is that no one was there saying you're not doing it properly, because people were able to do it what they want. Also, as well, it was pizza in London was very much made by Italians up till all these people came along, and all the people I've mentioned, none of them were Italian, other than Short Road Pizza, which you were at yesterday, right? That's the only Italian. I think you've noticed, right? He's the only Italian you visited, and I think the fact that it wasn't made from Italians in a place that was very heavily Neapolitan or Romano run was just gave people a bit of freedom to what they wanted, and such is the London style. And I think Paul and I repeating the word London style and probably having the biggest pizza platform in like the UK probably sort of helped that
coin it.
I mean, we still get, whenever any of the magazines or newspapers want to talk about London style pizza, we get, I have to quote exact. I've got that rehearsed.
Well answered. It was good.
It's like literally that we made it. In fact, we made an entire series on London style pizza.
It's really nice.
Yeah, and it was like so. So that's it. That's London style. But it's basically people without these fucking being told you're not doing it properly, because there is no properly in London. No one gave a fuck. And I think I think London style it will be a thing. Yes, I think that London is becoming a pizza city now. More and more, you're seeing it.
Yeah.
And all of the sort of places that, again, we've mentioned that were on the peripheries of London and now are all coming into London and opening shops up central. I think it's only going to sort of put that the more on the map. And and I think London style sort of will be a proper thing. I think.
Well, it's only going to get busier here. More shops are going to open up. Pizza's going to be more of a thing.
Totally.
I think there's going to be tons of slice shops here. Yeah. Next time I come back.
So at the moment, bread's still the only proper slice shop, really. I think. Would you agree? There's one.
There's a handful here. Yeah, it's the most significant one.
The most significant
we'd love to see a sort of slice
Vincenzo's
shop.
he's gonna have slices.
Tom's opened a slice shop. Yeah, Gracie's are doing the slices in. So if the future of Carmela's will likely delve into slices, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? But
first, folks.
Yeah, I think we'd like to do a concept of that. I think that would be a nice thing to do. But who knows?
You guys coming to Pizza Expo 2026 or what? You ever been?
1 year will come.
I've got a wife.
You gotta come. I know.
Right, when you go to New York, it's all right. If my wife hears Vegas, she knows exactly what's ticking through my brain.
Coming back.
Yeah. And it's like
I want to have a night out on the town with the Bite Twice boys.
New York. Come over, fly over to New York.
Dude,
it's only an 8-hour flight. Just down the road. So let's see.
Everyone says you guys have a proper good time when you're out. Everyone
like to think so.
Everyone has said, have you partied with them yet? And I was like, no. Like, you got to.
I'd like to. I mean, I think now we own the shop, there is a reason for us to go there. It's not just like, we're going to review, but we'll see. I hope
All
so.
right.
You're going to go next year?
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, we're going to go.
It's down the road from you.
We're going to do a bunch of podcasts because a bunch of people come through.
Right.
It's really nice.
Is it like quite geeky, or is it like proper fun?
I think it's both. It's a lot of things. I think Pizza Expo has always been cool. There's always been stuff to learn. It brings a lot of people together. It's like kind of like pizza summer camp. It's gotten a lot cooler, I guess, because more younger people and like people that are like elevating the game.
People like you, man,
are like they're coming.
People like you,
yeah, and they're competing, and it's cool to see a lot of different pizza makers come there. Some people like fuck it off and say like competing, blah blah. None of that shit's for me, but like everything in pizza is fun. Everyone in this community is so great. Like. Like even the worst guy is still fun to hang out with. Like it's a good industry to be in. Everyone's like so forthcoming with knowledge, and Pizza Expo is just like a summit of like just fun and debauchery. Yeah.
Oh, okay, like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, sold.
Pizza and debauchery, we're in.
Did one last thing? You guys do a red bus tour still, or Or do you not do those anymore?
Yeah.
We got.
They were once a month.
They were once a month.
I was hoping to do it, but it looked like you only do them at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Are you gonna stop doing those?
We're figuring out what we've got time for, basically.
Yeah.
With this place and stuff. We've been doing it for about a year, pretty much every month. But we're trying to make a big deal of the December one. We're going to get a big tour of the 13th of December. So it's going to be one to remember.
And then we'll see. I think we've got, with the restaurant and Bite Twice is like really, at the moment we're doing good, and it's like, there's only so many hours in the day, and like I've got a family, Paul, work.
Yeah.
Paul's here's got a girlfriend, and it's like, there's only, and it takes a lot of energy to, and particularly if you've got a month where tickets aren't selling, and then you're like shit, you're trying to like panic to sort of sell. It's always a headspace. Even if though it's only once a month. I think we're, but at the same time, every time we say we're not going to do it, then we look at each other and going to go, oh, maybe one in March, and then then next thing that it's so we'll see but yeah, basically the concept is a big double-decker bus comes up, picks people up. We get sponsored by Peroni, so it's like loads of booze, and see the head and everything. Yeah, oh man, there have been some like that are like, especially if it's like birthday parties and stuff, like where it's wild, and some like the last one was much more conservative, people much eating, not getting drunk and stuff, and then you're like left over with all this beer, but it's they're really good fun. And you stop at 6 pizzerias, it drives around, it's really good. Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah.
Scott Wiener style, dude. You ever taken his tour?
I know his is more like his is more like information led.
Yeah, you guys are just like
a rolling party.
Dude, fuck yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Every city needs that. A double-decker bus full of Peroni and pizza. Yeah. I mean, I think that's how we solve world peace. Just get some fucking people on a bus eating pizza, drinking Peroni. Come on.
The drivers and the conductors that come along, because the guys dressed up. Usually they do weddings and stuff like that, and they're dressed up. They fucking love coming to it. Obviously, I don't drink, but they like eating as much stuff in their face of food and stuff. And they're saying usually it's like weddings where they have to really be on their best behaviour. Here they're just talking to everybody, they're sort of sitting with because you stop, move, people get off the bus and they talk to them and stuff. They love it. They they almost like kind of everyone squabbles to see who can get onto the tour for that instead of doing fucking somebody's 50th birthday.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, thank you so much for making the time.
Thank you. Really enjoyed this. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet, and I got to tell you guys that I reached out to you like almost a year ago. You gave me quite a list of places that I didn't really know about, and like you've actually very much inspired and helped this trip happen for us. So
thank you. It means a lot.
I think that like what's going on in here in London is like pretty incredible to be able to watch it and to see what I think you guys have done a lot for the scene, at least to get it out there into the public. But yeah, dude. And I'm so stoked that you guys have a restaurant and I'm going to eat some of the pizza.
Come and eat some of the pizza now. Yeah. Thanks for having us on the podcast.
Thank you. See you in Vegas next year.
All right, dude. Vegas 2026.
Come on.
All right.
Hey y'all, if you love what we're doing here on Pie to Pie, the best way to keep it going is to support the show directly. You can donate, subscribe, or even buy us a coffee. It all helps us keep bringing the real stories from the pizza world straight to your ears and eyes. A little can go a long way as we try to keep bringing you the best of the best. Hit the link in the show notes or visit our Instagram link tree to chip in and help us keep the ovens on. As always, love, trust, and pizza dust. Pie to Pie forever. Let's go.